53 years. Can you even imagine how many days and hours that is? I'm a doctor, or rather, I was a doctor. In that half century, I've signed 4,000 death certificates. 4,000 times I've heard that sound of a pen scratching across paper. That sound means everything to me. Finito. The story is over. And you know what I'll tell you? I'm not going to talk about cancer or a brick on the head. I'll tell you something unpleasant but honest. Most of those 4,000 simply gave up prematurely, written themselves off. It wasn't genetics or bad ecology that killed them, but their own habits. Small, everyday ones, the kind that tell themselves, so what if I don't do this? I'm in my 1900s. I'm not Superwoman. You know, I only feel pain when I'm sleeping. But I'm here and I'm talking to you. And my patients, who were 30 years younger than me, have long since become overgrown with grass. Why? I've identified 5 killers. 5 things you're doing right now, and they're slowly, imperceptibly eating you away. Number one is the chair. You're sitting comfortably now. Your butt is soft, but inside you're already stagnant, a swamp. I noticed this back in the 70s. I had a patient, a foreman, a huge man who spent all day in his office on the phone. And he had a secretary, a small, fussy one. She was always running around bringing him coffee, then documents. This boss died at 64. His heart stopped. But the secretary lived to 90, even dancing at his funeral. Why? Because when you sit, your blood thickens, turns to jelly. Gravity pulls everything down into your legs. Lymph is our drainage system. Without movement, everything stands still. Lymph doesn't work without movement. You sit and toxins accumulate. And this, I tell you, ends badly. I had one judge, a friend, so proud, so important. She bragged about doing 45 minutes of exercise in the morning. She sweated, tried hard, thought she could fool nature. And then she came to work in court and sat in a chair for 10 hours. She died at 61. Stroke. No surprise. Her morning exercises didn't save her from daytime inactivity. You can't stock up on health in just one morning. You have to get up. Every hour I set an alarm. Every hour it rings, I get up. Whether it's to drink some water or spit out the window, I'm getting up. Your legs have to work, otherwise they'll anchor you to the bottom. Second, sleep. Oh, how I love these characters. Doctor, I sleep 5 hours and I'm as alert as a fiddle. You're not a fiddle. You're a fool. Pardon the expression, but it's true. The brain works like a cleaning lady at night. While you're unconscious, the floodgates open in your head, and the modes of repair, cleaning, sorting, and taking out the trash kick in. I won't go into fancy terminology now. The gist is simple. Deep sleep is essential, period. If you sleep 5 or 6 hours, the cleaning lady can't keep up. The trash remains. Night after night, year after year, your head gets clogged with junk. And hello, dementia. I've seen people who prided themselves on sleeping little. At 60, they couldn't find a toilet in their own home. And waking up 5 times a night isn't a sign of age, it's a disease. Especially if you wake up at night, get treatment. You have to sleep like a log to stay alive. Wake up. Third, loneliness. You think that's nothing? The silence in an empty apartment can sometimes kill you faster than vodka. Loneliness is stress. The body thinks it's abandoned in the forest, alone against predators. Cortisol levels start to spike, and accordingly, inflammation starts to creep up. Everything that can get worse does. I've seen old men with a ton of ailments: heart, kidney, liver, but their house is full of relatives, friends, grandchildren screaming, neighbors stopping by for salt, and they live. They squeak, but they live. And I've seen healthy men, rich, strong, but lonely. His wife died, he had a fight with the kids, and now he sits in his mansion like an owl, burned out in 2 years, cancer or a heart attack. A person needs a person. You have no one to talk to, go to the store, argue with the cashier. Join a chess club, call an old friend, even if you haven't seen each other for ages. Don't give in. Let the silence devour itself. Fourth, food. This is where I get angry, very angry at my colleagues. We've been lying to you for 40 years. Fat is poison. Eat porridge, drink juice. Bread is the head of everything. Ugh. We've raised a generation of diabetics. Sugar, buns, pasta, instant cereals. That's not food, that's feed. After 60, your metabolism changes. What you ate at 40 and got away with can come back to haunt you in your blood pressure and tests at 70. At 65, I stopped listening to smart advice. I threw out the sugar bowl, stopped buying bread. I eat meat, fish, eggs, vegetables, butter. The brain needs fat, not that low-fat crap of yours. Okay, it might work for some, but the idea is the same. Stop living on sugar and all that crap. My tests are better than those of 40-year-olds. And I've already tested all those who lived on crackers and gave up butter. And fifth, anxiety, the silent killer. There are people who are professional sufferers. They have everything fine. They have a pension, their children are settled, the war is far away, and yet they still sit and worry. What if the prices go up? What if it rains? What did the neighbor think? Anxiety is acid. It eats away at you from the inside. Your stomach clenches, your blood pressure spikes, your sleep goes to hell. You have to learn to be an asshole. You can't change it? Then spit it out and don't think about it anymore. I've seen patients who died from the fear of death before death itself. And I've seen those who laughed and smiled in the face of their diagnosis. and they pulled through. I'll tell you about my Maria, my wife. We lived for 61 years. I loved her more than life itself. She was as stubborn as a mule. Her knees hurt so much she hardly walked. She spent all her time in front of the TV. It hurts, she'd say. She'd sleep. She'd take her pills poorly. Instead of trying to get her routine in order, she'd eat pies, just like her mother taught her. They were delicious, you see. And she was constantly worried. My God, how she worried. Sometimes about her grandchildren, sometimes about politics, sometimes about the weather. She died 8 years ago at 94. You'll say, Granny, you're completely crazy. At 94, that's wow. But I'll tell you, the last 15 years weren't life, they were existence. I watched her fade away, watch her mind go blank, watch her turn into a helpless child. I changed her diapers. I fed her with a spoon. She didn't recognize me. She could have lived those years alive. We could walk, talk, laugh. But she chose the couch and the pie. She chose the easy way out. And the easy way out often leads to a hard end. I live alone. I make my own soup. I clean my own house. I go to the park. Come rain or snow, I don't care. I go anyway. I call my grandchildren, even if they're busy. I sleep on a schedule, like in the army. I'm not special. I just want to live, not just survive. Do you hear the clock? Tick tock, tick tock. It's not the clock ticking. It's your time running out. While you were listening to me, you moved 5 minutes closer to the pit. What are you? What will you do when the video ends? Will you stay sitting, go make a sandwich, or turn on the news to freak out? Then don't complain later. I've warned you. 4,000 people didn't listen to me. Don't be the first 4,000. Get up. Come on. Get up right now and go stretch your ass. If this was helpful, write at least one word about it below so I know my rant wasn't in vain. Share with others what helps you live and not just die. Someone might really need it right now. Take care. Goodbye.